Welcome back to Fox 40 News at 11. I'm Sincere Tonsel. Remember early on in the pandemic when the president invoked the Defense Production Act to get more PPE in the pipeline to help protect healthcare workers and the rest of America from the coronavirus? Well, some in Washington say something similar needs to happen to tackle the latest crisis, an intensifying shortage of baby formula. In April, 2 months after manufacturer Abbott Industries issued a voluntary recall following the illnesses of at least 4 babies and the death of 2 who'd been fed their potentially contaminated products, the nationwide out-of-stock percentage was 30%. Now, Data Assembly, which tracks products for retailers, puts that number at 40%. The Harder family, the family of Congressman Josh Harder, now one of thousands on a wait list for what's needed to feed their babies, a situation he says no family should be facing. New father and Congressman Josh Harder joins me now live. First of all, congratulations to you and Pam.
Thank you. Yeah, we're excited. It's been quite the adventure.
I'm sure it has. Now, this is the first time we've been able to have you back on Fox 40 News at 11 since little Lily arrived. She's beautiful. You've sent in some pictures to us. So it's been lovely to see her, and we'll get her up here in just a minute. First, the congratulations. There she is. There she is.
Very cute.
Cute. Yes, very cute. Looks like your wife, right? No,
Obviously,
just kidding.
I'm a little biased.
Well, first off, the congratulations. Second, though, you picked a fine time to have a baby in the middle of a national crisis.
That's right. We didn't realize quite what we were getting ourselves into, I guess, in a lot of ways. But when she was first born, our doctor said that she wasn't gaining weight quick enough. He recommended that we supplement her diet with a little bit of baby formula. So we bought some then. But last week, my wife and I went out to buy some more, and we were told we had to be put on a wait list. Right now, more than half of the baby formula nationwide is out of stock, and the Central Valley is not immune for this, and that's just not right. No parent in America should have to join a wait list in order to get enough food for their kid to eat.
Well, because of some of the circumstances that you just ran down, 3 and 4 babies are fed formula during the first 6 months of their lives, so there's no getting around that this is a vital product in our society. Abbott reps now saying if the FDA clears their cleaned plant in Sturgis, Michigan, they could be operating within 2 weeks, but that it could take 6 to 8 more weeks to get full supply on store shelves. Is that acceptable?
Absolutely not. We need an urgent need to this. I've gotten so many phone calls from parents in our community who are scared. They're spending hours driving around from supermarket to supermarket with a crying, hungry baby in the back of their car, and they have nowhere else to turn. This isn't a problem that we can solve next week, next month, next year. We have to solve it now. Luckily, there are some real things that we can do. Right now, you cannot buy European baby formula in American stores. I don't think that makes a lot of sense. They have very well-tested formula in Europe as well, and their kids are just as hungry as ours. If we lift that ban, then tomorrow we can start to make sure that we're getting more baby formula onto shelves for the kids that actually need it.
The tainted formula whistleblower came to the chairman of the Appropriations Committee that you sit on, accusing the company of falsifying records about product testing seals and the release of untested formula to the public. Now, Abbott says there's no link between any of its product and the sick and now dead babies, that no link has been proven. What do you have to say to Abbott and about this system that has one of a 4-company monopoly in this industry, putting families in this quandary?
We need to get some answers. And so next week, I'm having all of the major manufacturers of baby formula in the United States to come and testify live, publicly, in front of Congress to describe exactly how we got here and how we have to make sure that it never happens again. Both the infection and the contaminant that happened in the Michigan plant, as well as the shortage that results. Our system should not be so fragile that one plant closure puts half the kids in America in a place of going hungry.
Baby formula is produced by Abbott under several different labels and many different sizes. One suggestion to fix all of this is that the sizes be limited so that any given factory can, in essence, become more nimble and be able to crank out more product once it is available faster. But couldn't this hurt families as well? I mean, frankly, sometimes you need the size that's going to last you just 2 weeks until next payday, and at a given moment you can't afford the size that will last for 2 months. In that case, families still won't be able to buy what they need.
Absolutely. If anything, I think we actually need more safeguards, because let's not forget that the entire root cause of what got us here is this infection that led to the death of at least 2 infants. And so we have to make sure that the FDA has enough people on the ground in these plants to hold the quality standards that we all are hoping we're getting. When my wife and I are going to our supermarket to buy baby formula, we have to be able to trust it just like everybody else. And so I think we actually have to make sure that through this process we restore some of the confidence and trust in the FDA and in these manufacturers. And that's what this hearing next week is intended to do, to make sure that we can get to the bottom of how we got here.
And just quickly before we run out of time, 106 of your Republican colleagues have sent a letter to the president and the FDA demanding some kind of action to help families. Is the Defense Production Act the way to go here?
I think it's certainly a strong option. I think the challenge with the Defense Production Act is it can actually take a while to ramp up that production. What you're doing is you're taking factories that produce other goods and pushing them to produce baby formula. I think an immediate solution to this is actually lifting that ban on some of the European imports. That product has already been produced. It's already in warehouses across the ocean. If we can actually lift that ban soon, then we can make sure that we're getting food ASAP. The bottom line here has got to be an urgent need to get high quality baby formula back on our shelves as soon as we can.
All righty. Well, a lot of parents hoping from your lips to anybody who can make these solutions happen to their ears. So we appreciate you coming in to talk about this, and we appreciate Mrs. Harder and baby Lily in the next room who gave you a couple minutes to visit with us. Congratulations again to your family.
Thank you. Time to get back to changing some diapers.
All right, there you go. Remember, families, if you're open to it, donated breast milk is an option for feeding babies during this formula shortage. Some health providers offer this to new mothers, such as Dignity Health at Mercy San Juan Medical Center in Sacramento County and Woodland Memorial Hospital in Yolo County. The nonprofit organization Mother's Milk Bank in San Jose also offers pasteurized human milk. Just go to fox40.com to find out how to sign up for help through the milk bank.